What happens when you read Roman and Greek philosophers, particularly Roman philosophers, at the age of 60? Something amazing happens. You realize that their civilization died about 50 BC, and that the corpse took about 400 years to putrefy entirely, and that Christianity inhabited that corpse and kept the per capita income of Europe below Roman Empire levels for approximately 1,000 years. 1300 Renaissance Italy for the first time got back to Roman levels of per capita income. So Christianity is a really great way to stay poor for 1,000 years. And if you look all over the world, Catholic countries are significantly poorer than Protestant and Buddhist and other countries. So if you read Roman philosophers, not Christian philosophers, Roman philosophers, what do you get at 60 years of age? As you get older, your experience is that everything is decided socially, that people are everything. The entire civilized environment is people-made. People have this giant machinery of forgetting, so they treat their own institutions and things that they've made as if they are gods made outside of humanity that can't be touched or improved. The Americans worship their Constitution as if it can't be touched. What really the Americans are doing, and the Europeans evolved constitutions, making them vastly more effective than the American one. The Americans don't touch their Constitution because, like Singapore, they need a dictator to protect them from their own hatred of their own diversities, particularly to protect them from their own racisms. And the inviolable Constitution, with obscure clauses that made sense in agrarian America 200 years ago and make no sense at all since, that's the dictator. They don't have a Chinese father and son as dictator, but they have a constitution as dictator to protect them from their own inability to not be racistly tearing each other apart as a society. You get, and I'm not saying that's a correct insight, I'm just saying that's the kind of thing you think about when you read Roman philosophers at the age of 60. You get these breathtaking vistas of that you never have as a young man, and it's very powerful. The problem is it takes so many forms of engagement that you've done all your life and shows them to be wastes of time. And then the few forms of engagement it shows not to be waste of time are at these huge historic power tipping points that bring new institutions into civilization and that redefine what elite is for that civilization. And these are hard things to accomplish compared to amassing wealth or media fame on TV and all that other crap. But they have this enormous enduring value of they can raise the life standards and treatment of entire civilized populations for 1,000 years. Or like Christianity, they can make people extremely poor for 1,000 years. By the way, I don't expect this to be a popular reflection. I'm just saying that this is what the kind of thing that reading Roman philosophers makes you think about. I find this kind of thinking interesting and useful, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who get a lot of value from religious practices, because I think most of the practices in most religions have a lot of value today. But the belief systems justifying those practices are evil for the most part, and thousands of years out of date. And some of the practices are tribal and not religious, and they are quite evil, and they kind of slipped in along with the foundings of some religion, and they have to be quite carefully edited out.